During this time, Jean-Yves Blot and his men try to come to some conclusions on their research. They must wait many weeks for the results from laboratory tests, but already these dives have proved successful. For many years, different expeditions have come to this site to bring up various objects. The team is based on the results of prior expeditions, and Jean-Yves has discovered areas of debris that were unknown to previous explorers. Even if the number of objects found was small, from an archaeological point of view, this dig was rich in information. What's left of the Peruvian ship, the San Pedro del Cantaro, after 200 years is scant. This is mainly due to the recuperation done by divers 200 years ago. You can still find a few coins, piastres, pieces of 8. There were around 5 million, around 150 tons worth. You might find a piece of gold with Charles III, the King of Spain's portrait with his characteristic profile and bourbon nose. Nevertheless, the most interesting thing for us was finding a never-before uncovered piece of the ship. We knew what part we were finding because of this. It's a piece of brick. We found several. These bricks tell us we're near the oven, and on Spanish war vessels of that period, the oven was at the very front of the ship. We also found many musket balls, which confirm the forward position. Nevertheless, the most interesting part for us was really a gamble. We wanted to find a trace of the scientific collection made by two botanists, Ruiz and Pavreau, along with a Frenchman, Joseph Dombec. These three men spent years in the Andes. They crossed some very important archaeological areas. Their herbarium was entirely lost in the shipwreck. However, we hoped to find some archaeological objects they might have brought from the Indians. They bought these objects from Indians who plundered their ancestors' tombs. As luck would have it, we found this small fragment of a pre-Columbian Indian ceramic. At first glance, it's come from the Andes, high above the Amazon. Definite identification will be able to tell us more in the following weeks. Unfortunately, the trail ends there. It seems the rest of the collection that was in crates was completely broken up and destroyed. Well, that's about all we found in our 3-month search for the San Pedro del Cantaro. The site is huge. It covers several hectares, and it's sure that a dig lasting many years could provide more information. It remains to be seen if we'll be able to continue. While laboratory tests are being performed, the team will continue its research on land. This is the second step of the operation. This is where the most interesting discoveries will be made. The graves of the shipwreck's victims will be unearthed. They're in a vague area by the sea, and bones have been uncovered on a regular basis over the last 10 years. The researchers are stunned to discover an exceptionally thick layer of lime covering the bodies. Little by little, a mass grave is exposed.